If you're a parent of a teen who zones out mid-conversation with you, loses their train of thought before they can finish a sentence, or forgets something you told them like 5 minutes ago, this video is for you. Maybe your teen has FND or functional neurological disorder. Maybe they have chronic fatigue or chronic pain like fibromyalgia. Maybe they have not even gotten a clear diagnosis just yet. But if brain fog is part of your daily reality, what I am about to share is going to change how you see what's happening with your child, and more importantly, what to do about it. Because what you're watching is not just laziness for your teen. It is not your teen tuning you out either. It is not anxiety making things dramatic. It is a real, documented brain-based symptom that has a name, a mechanism, and research behind it. By the end of this video, you are going to understand what is actually happening in your teen's brain when this brain fog happens and why it happens, and then one practical thing you can start doing differently today that will make your daily interactions with your teen go more smoothly. So stay with me. Welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Lee, a pediatric health psychologist and the founder of Teen FND Academy, where I help teens with FND and their parents like you get their lives back. So let me start with what the research actually says about this whole thing. Dr. Kozlowska is one of the leading researchers in pediatric FND. I am so thankful for her. In her 2024 review published in Expert Review of Neurotherapeutics, she actually noted that children with FND commonly report that schoolwork is very challenging because of problems with concentration/attention or clarity of thought. She notes that the kids themselves sometimes call this phenomena brain fog. They also struggle with fatigue and a general sense of feeling unwell, like ailment. So right there, from one of the top researchers in this field, brain fog is named as real, documented symptom in kids with FND specifically. And she and her colleagues actually tested a group of 57 kids with FND using a neurocognitive test battery. The results confirm that. The 3 domains specifically were affected with kids with FND in terms of their brain fog: attention, executive function, meaning their ability to stop and think and plan and stuff like that, and memory. So those are the 3 areas that were affected. But here is the part that stopped me when I first read the article. That same group of kids, the 57 kids, actually performed better than healthy controls on something called facial recognition task. So basically their reaction time for identifying emotions of other people were much faster than the kids who didn't have FND. So what does that mean? It means their brain, the kids with FND, their brains had not stopped working. Their brain actually has shifted. So what does that mean? Resources that would normally go towards thinking, concentrating, and remembering things have been redirected toward scanning for threat, reading emotional cues from other people, and detecting danger. Those were hyper performing compared to other kids who didn't have FND. So Dr. Kozlowska describes this explicitly as a shift away from cognitive processing towards emotion and sensory processing. And she basically says that this kind of shift is exactly what happens in states of high arousal and high stress, aka the fight or flight system is on high alert. So your teen is not checked out. Their brain is on high alert. And when that brain is on high alert, thinking clearly is not the priority. I mean, no one can think straight. Survival is. That's why they are so hyper-focused on survival, what's happening around them, instead of what's happening between them and you in terms of conversation. Now, let me bring in a second piece of research that explains the mechanism, like the why behind this phenomenon. And this one actually goes broader than FND, so I am super thankful that I found this article. Teodoro and colleagues from UK published this systematic review in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry in 2018. A bit old, but bear with me. They actually looked at 186 studies across 3 conditions. This is what the systematic review means. They looked at a bunch of different studies that were published already across 3 conditions: FND, fibromyalgia, and chronic fatigue syndrome. So if your teen has any of these or a combination of all of them or all and then some, this applies directly to you. Now, a bit of a heads up here. Once again, this is an adult population that they looked at, not specifically pediatrics, but the mechanism they describe is pretty consistent with what Kozlowska found in kids with FND. And it gives us the best explanation of why brain fog happens. So this is how it goes. Here is what they found in this super simple format. The brain basically has a limited attention budget, like a limited bucket. In a settled, like normal nervous system, most of the budget goes outward, like things like conversation with other people, tasks that they have to do, and remembering what you just heard. But when that body is dealing with pain, fatigue, or constant internal monitoring associated with FND, meaning really the nervous system is stuck, scanning the body for what is wrong and on high alert, a large portion of the attention budget gets redirected inward. That leaves less available for everything else. So thinking slows down. Following the conversation becomes really difficult. So this is where you would see, wait, what? That. And remembering things even gets unreliable. Not because the brain is damaged, we know that already, but because its resources are being used elsewhere, just scanning for the threat. That's why I remember they were doing better compared to kids who didn't have that FND. So Theodoros' team also found something that maps directly onto parent describe every day. Normally, routine tasks run on autopilot. It's fast and low effort and efficient. They don't really have to think about it. But in a nervous system that is in a state of high internal monitoring, those same routine tasks get pushed off of autopilot and into the manual mode, which becomes slow, effortful, and draining. And this is why your teen says things like, I used to just do this and now I can't. They're not being dramatic, just so you know. The task genuinely costs a lot more now than it used to. The Family Guy shares a handful of practical strategies to help you get out of this survival mode. And it shows why our structured approach gets such a strong result. Grab it from the description below. It is free. And there is one more piece I want to mention here from this study. Theodoros' team also proposed that these experiences can get amplified by what they called memory perfectionism, meaning the teen notices a cognitive slip, like, oh yeah, things are different and it's difficult now, gets upset about it, which then feeds more internal monitoring, which makes the next slip more likely. And they describe this as a proposed mechanism with modest evidence, meaning I'm not presenting it as the established fact, but that's what they're basically saying. But clinically, I see this cycle every single day. Teen forgets something, panics about forgetting it, and focuses on forgetting, and now the brain even has less capacity left for the next task. So the suck loop continues. So if that is you and your team, you're not alone. And what do you do with all of this? So the first thing, and I want to say this clearly, is that understanding changes everything for you. Because when you know your teen's brain has shifted its resources toward threat and away from thinking, then you stop interpreting the blank stare as attitude. Because it's not. And you stop interpreting forgetful as not caring either. You start seeing it as a nervous system doing exactly what it was built to do under stress and then high level of fight and flight state. And that shift in how you see it changes the energy you bring to the interaction with your child. And that energy matters more than you know, because your child's brain is constantly scanning for a threat. The more opportunity they have to recognize, oh, this is not bad, I'm okay, I am safe, coming from you, the faster they can recover. The second thing is practical thing. And I'm all about practical thing. And this is something I use directly with the families I work with inside my program, Teen FND Academy. So when the brain is in this state, right, multi-step instructions break down. If you walk up to your teen and say, hey, clean your room. What you're actually asking their brain to do is to hold these multiple steps in a working memory, sequence them, like prioritize them, and execute them all at the same time. And that is exactly the kind of cognitive load that a shifted high alert nervous system really struggles with most. So instead of saying, hey, clean your room, you break it down. One step, one ask. It goes like this. Pick up your socks off the floor. That's it. Done. Then later, can you make your bed? Then open the curtains. Then put your clothes in a hamper. Then bring the hamper to the laundry room. Not in one string, but one at a time. So now, is this going to take longer than saying just clean your room? Oh yeah, of course. And is your team more likely to actually do each step, feel a small sense of success, and not shut down from overwhelm? Oh yeah. Yes. And more importantly, is your relationship going to feel less like a battle? Absolutely. Now, this is called chunking down the task into small pieces. And it is not about lowering your expectations, just so you know. It is about matching your ask to what your teen's brain can actually process at that time right now. And this is not giving up. Far from it. This is actually smart parenting based on how the brain actually works. If you want to see how my full program of Teen F&D Academy works and how it's helping families resolve F&D for real, watch the video linked in the description box below. So if this video was helpful and you want to keep going, like what else can I do? I have a free resource for you called the Teen F&D Family Action Plan. It is a step-by-step guide on how to help your teen recover from F&D. It is completely free, and the link is right down below in the description box. Go grab it, and I will see you in the next video.